Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Command Your Confidence here. Today, this is the first morning show I've done in a long time, so bear with me. I'm still a little tired. I woke up, just got out of bed for this, but the more I do these, the more I'll get used to these, and I'll be very energetic. So yeah, today I just kind of wanted to talk briefly about finding yourself in a world that is very difficult because I believe we as guys tend to get lost in like every our identities and everything because we're so overwhelmed by what we see on the media. We're so overwhelmed about what our friends and family think about us and what like their expectations that we tend to more of like want to impress them and be someone we're not, just to kind of fit in. And when we do that, we tend to get lost in who we are as individuals. And that could be a really difficult thing because when we kind of get lost in who we are, we kind of lose our authenticity. We're afraid to be that person that we want to be. We're afraid to put ourselves out there and just kind of be our true authentic selves because we're worried about being judged for being who we are. And we got to realize that in order to become more confident and comfortable in ourselves, we have to be more authentic and discover who we are in order to become successful in life when it comes to like figuring out what it is you want to do with yourself, when it comes to like being your true self around women, when it comes to just being your well-being and everything. And I guess like what we have to do in order to like overcome that problem is to learn to become, figure out who we are as individuals and kind of do away with all the social conditioning that we were taught as when we were young and growing up and from our family and in the media. And how can we do that? Well, we can do that by just kind of taking a break from all the chaos in the world. Like, maybe instead of you know, watching television and stuff, just kind of turn that off, go out and go do an activity by yourself where you can learn more about who you are. And when you can learn to do that, you can discover things that about yourself that you probably didn't even know. For instance, I'll share with you kind of my background story about all this and where I kind of got lost. Just growing up and everything. I I was being someone. I was being someone who I was told and conditioned to be, and and I when I did kind of break out of that conditioning, to be a little bit authentic, I kind of felt guilty because of that, and I realized that I didn't want to feel guilty and stuff. So, for instance, like I don't know, I'll give you a lot of just kind of going out there and making new friends or talking to women. I had to put on this fake persona of what I thought was expected of me, and you know, it, I realized over a period of time that that fake persona was not getting me anywhere with women, not getting me anywhere with my clients, and friends. It didn't really matter, but I mean, when I learned to kind of break free from all that, like I started to see a shift in my mindset. I felt more confident about myself. I felt like I could just be, when I was more authentic and, kind of figure out who I was, I felt like I wasn't lost. And because of that, I was just happier as an individual. And so, what I think, the best advice I can give you guys is to kind of, like I said, take time to get to know who you are as an individual. Don't try not to like be, pretend that you have to be someone that you're not to be. Be comfortable with letting go of letting your own authentic self flow rather than putting on a fake persona. Like, for instance, if you were going to talk to a girl, maybe try something, different than from being the nice guy that you're conditioned to be, or try to have a different mindset and attitude about things that's more you, rather than what you hear, like on the what you've been conditioned to think and feel. And when you can learn to do that, like, you'll have, it's going to be rough at first, because you're in your comfort zone. You don't want to, you're afraid of being, like again, I said earlier, of being judged for just trying to be more authentic and everything. And when you can learn to just kind of like push yourself out of your comfort zone, like, and you actually go out there and do your own authentic behaviors, to just kind of act how you want to be around people, not be afraid to speak your truth when you're around people, and you're going to feel a little bit more confident. But when you kind of break out of that comfort zone, because I got this way too. Like, I was like, I go. I remember, like, I go. I don't know. Like, for instance, when I was being more direct with a woman, okay, like, I have never been direct with women. I always thought it would be a bad to be direct with a woman. And but I put when I went to go put myself out there, I realized that, hey, this isn't as bad as, like, I thought it would be. Like, I actually had that mindset. If I tell a girl that I think she's hot, or I meant say that she's sexy, like, it's like she has a sexy hairstyle or something like that, that I would be judged for that. And I wasn't. And a lot of girls have complimented me, even though, like, sometimes I didn't get a phone number. um, and then with an example for my business life, I was afraid to ask for, like, a certain amount of money, for, like, a project that I was doing, because I was afraid of, well, if I asked too much for this project, money for this project, that I might not get that money, or the client might not be thrown off like that. And I really, but it's something you gotta. But I said, well, yeah, at one point I'm like, well, hey, I deserve more money for this project, because I've been working in this field for a long time, like when it came to my web design and stuff like that. So I deserve more money. So I pushed myself out of my comfort zone, and I was surprised. Some people gave in to, like, the amount of money that I asked for. Other people didn't. But you gotta. And it's just this weird feeling you get. You feel confident in yourself when you push out of your comfort zone and just speak your truth. And but at the same time, though, after you do it, it's just like you're kind of like sit back, and because you're not used to doing it, and you're like, God, I can't believe I just did that. Should I have really done that? Because you're so used to acting like a certain way. But you got to keep on pushing out of your comfort zone, and just kind of your be authentic, and what it is that you really want in life, and what it is you really need and want to say to someone. And when you put yourself out there like that, you're breaking free from that conditioning. um just kind of again, getting back to figuring out who you are. Like, I tend to think we all get lost in our who we are as men, because like I said, we just get so overwhelmed by, like, the media, and we're conditioned to act a certain way. And I think when that happens, we kind of lose sight of, like, our personality. So, like, again, just getting back into that, like, take some time to, like, kind of meditate and everything, and think, when you're doing your meditation, clear, when you're taking that deep breath and your thoughts are clear, really kind of ponder, like, okay, what is it that I'm supposed to be doing here? What is, like, my goal in life here? Like, what is it that I really want? Who am I? Like, society doesn't define who I am, but a lot of people use society and other people to define who they are. And that can be a bad thing, because, again, you get lost. So you got to really take the time to think to yourself, okay, well, people, like, who am I? People say I'm this and that, but is this really true? Question what other people are saying to you. Does that really line up with your values? Does that really line up with the type of person and personality who you are? And, like, when you could kind of just sit back and kind of reflect upon that, you can really have some clarity on, like, who you are as an individual. And you definitely want to take that time to figure that out, because, again, once you have that clarity in your life, you're gonna, when you know who you are, you're gonna realize, okay, yeah, like you're when you kind of have established your identity. I mean, it's gonna your authenticity and the way you present yourself in front of people are gonna be it's gonna be a lot more real, and it's gonna you're really gonna make that connection with others. And the thing is, like, you when you discover like who you are and stuff, like, I think a lot of us are afraid to show the other people. Like, again, this goes back to our comfort zone. We got to like break out of our comfort zone to really show others who we are, because when you hide that, who you are, especially when you're talking to a woman, I mean, they're going to know that you are not being yourself. So it's better just to present who you are as an individual, because and once you can do that, like, you'll come up as being more authentic in everything. So definitely, take that time. I mean, to really think to yourself, like, what it is you really want in life. Question, like, is where you're at in life now the life that you really want? Can you do better? And you'll realize when you sit down and question yourself, you're going to start to think, well, hey, yeah, I can be better. I can, develop my mindset. I can achieve this goal. I can go out there and make the life that I want for myself. I don't have to let others define who I am. I don't have to let my parents tell me what I have to do for a living or who I have to be as a person. Because sometimes, like, when we've been conditioned, at one point in your life, like, and this happened too, like, you're going to realize that, you know, hey, I know I can do better. I know I can evolve as into a better man, and, go out there and have the success and have the mindset that I want to get through life. Because when you can have that growth mindset, once you can have that, kind of figure out who you are and what it is you want, and kind of not look to what others expect of you, like, you are going to be able to, like, become more confident as a person, because you're actually growing as an individual, and you'll realize that, when you have that clarity in who you are as an individual, and, when you have that clarity in your mindset and everything, that you can do better, that you can go out there and just create the life that you want for yourself. And you'll realize that, hey, and this is so weird. Like, I was in like my late 30s when I realized that I could go out there and, discover there a lot of interesting things out in life. And it was just like, damn, like, I wish I would have found this out earlier, because, like, I felt like I missed out on a lot of things, and I could, but I don't let that stop me. But I'm glad I took the time to figure out who I am. I'm glad I took the time to break out of that my comfort zone and make a change in my life so I can do better, because I knew I could do better. And that's what you guys have to realize too. I mean, are you like, and part of the reason why you guys might be frustrated at the moment and just fed up is because, like, you can do better as guys, and yet you're letting you don't have that clarity on who you are and what it is you want, and you're stuck in your comfort zone, and you need to kind of break free from that and discover who you are and take the action in your life to kind of pivot forward so you can create that life for yourself. And you'll realize when you make that change in your life, that your confidence will grow, your mindset, your ways you think and believe about things will change. And sometimes you're going to experience setbacks when you're going through that part of your journey and everything, and you have to, like, kind of realize when you have those setbacks, that because when you have those setbacks, it's going to push you back into that old way of thinking, the old way of life, because you're going to think that you don't deserve to make a change in your life, that you don't deserve to, like, kind of like move forward and stuff when things don't go your way. And you got to have that realization that, like, when things happen, you're only meant there to kind of help you grow as an individual, and you can't get caught up in your old ways of thinking, your old mindsets and stuff. You're gonna be stuck in everything. You're not gonna. I mean, if you can continue to be caught up in your old ways of thinking as you're trying to grow, like, it's going to keep you from actually developing as a guy. And you definitely want to when you have those setbacks, have that, mental clarity that you can go out there and push forward and everything. Because when you kind of have your setbacks and you have that clarity to push forward and realize that from like you can learn from your setbacks and are only there to help you grow as an individual, that you won't let setbacks in your life bother you. And that is very important to understand that, because I think a lot of times I've gotten there too, where I've experienced setbacks in my life, and I kind of didn't want to, it made me think to myself. I got caught in my old ways of thinking. I kind of felt like I didn't deserve to have this when I was, trying to, move forward. Salute, Bernie. How you doing, buddy? Thanks for being on here for this first morning show of mine. Rock and roll, man. Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna go here for another like 5-10 minutes. I'm gonna like slowly build these up into like a longer show, but I'm not used to the mornings yet, but I'm pulling through. But anyways, getting back into the rock on, burn, peace. So anyways, getting back into the show, and we are going to, when you can have that clarity, when you experience the setbacks and everything, like you're going to be able to push forward in life. You're going to be able to make that change that you want for yourself. But we have to like push through, and no matter how tough it is to like be real and authentic, like we have to kind of push through all that conditioning that we were taught, because like when we don't push through, like we're just going to be stuck and we're not going to be able to grow. And like when you become more authentic as an individual and person, you're going to be, like I said, be more happier, and you're going to draw people into your life. And it's a process. Like I took small steps to kind of be comfortable and be authentic. Like it's not a hard thing. I'm not going to lie to you guys, because like you're so used to a certain like type of conditioning in your life. Salute, Alpha Villains. How you doing, buddy? Thanks for checking in, and I'm keeping on grinding here. So yeah, getting back here. So like, so it's a process. Like you're going to, go when you try to push forward and be authentic, it's you're going to question like yourself. You're going to be like, oh my God, is what I'm saying to others, like, is this the right thing to do? And it's okay to be you. You can't let others judge you. You got to be able to just to push through. And I'm not going to lie, sometimes I still have that fear of being judged as an individual, but you know what? I don't let that fear stop me. I still continue to push forward with who I want. I don't care what people think about me anymore. I'm a busy person. I don't have time to do it. So you're going to have, even when you're going out there, you're still going to, have this feeling of being judged by others, and you can't let that bother you. You just got to keep on pushing through. And when you can do that and just take small steps to be authentic and not care what others think, like I said, you're going to be happy. And like, how would you get started doing that? Well, I would just, like I said, just don't be afraid, take small steps, just be honest. If you see a girl that you like, don't be afraid to tell her how you really feel. Don't be afraid to like, hide who you are as a guy, and just figure out like one step that you can take where you cannot be as shy when you're not, how should I say, I'm sorry, I'm tired here, guys. To figure out one action step you can take that would kind of help you push out of your comfort zone to be authentic, and, whether it be, okay, so maybe like, okay, for instance, you see a cute girl, so you just kind of go say, hey, I really dig in the sexy hairstyle. Or like maybe if someone, said something to you and you didn't like it, and politely just say, well, hey, like that was very disrespectful the way that came off. It's going to be like, kind of weird at first when you do this, but the more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to get in yourself. So that's like this a sample of like one step you can take, but figure out something that maybe you've always figure out something. Think about like something in your life where you wanted to kind of show you more authenticity towards, like, I don't know, an area, I guess, and figure out like one small step you could take to push out of that your comfort zone so you can create that for yourself. And you'll see, like, when you do it, yeah, you're gonna have this shock in your mind. You're gonna be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I just did it." But and then again, you're gonna have that fear of judgment. You're gonna have that. You're gonna go back into your old conditioning where you're gonna act this way. But you got to push through that. And once you can do that more, you'll become a more confident person. Well, there you go, guys. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this first morning show. I'll be doing these once a week for now and slowly building these up. Be sure to like the video if you liked it and share it with your friends. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I got a lot of great content coming out, and I work with a lot of other influencers on here to give you guys some killer advice to level up in life. And